Good question. Since I can't actually listen to the YouTube video from your link, I'll explain how to identify the voiceover tone and some common styles, and then you can compare to that video and decide which fits best. If you tell me what the voice sounded like, deep, soft, dramatic, etc., I can be more precise. Hey beautiful people, drop a quick comment and let me know which city or country you're watching from tonight. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's dive into one of the most insane revenge after betrayal stories I've ever told. This is the story of Keziah Price, the woman they called useless until she came back with twins and burned an entire empire to the ground. It all started 3 years ago at a lavish 5th birthday party for little Cairo St. Clare. The venue was the exclusive Onyx Lounge. Crystal chandeliers, champagne towers, children in designer outfits running wild. Every table was overflowing with proud parents showing off their babies like trophies. Every table except one. Keziah sat alone in a simple gray dress, twisting her ice-cold fingers under the tablecloth. 5 years of love, doctor visits, tears, and hope erased in half an hour. Rain poured like the sky itself was crying for her. Keziah stumbled out with one duffel bag, soaked to the bone, when her trembling fingers brushed something in her purse, a pregnancy test she had taken that morning on impulse after another keep trying from the fertility clinic. 2 bold pink lines. She was pregnant, with twins, and the man who'd just throw her out like trash was the father. She didn't tell him. She didn't tell anyone. Instead, she called her old college friend Ayanna in Savannah. "Come, however long you need," she said. One overnight train later, Keziah started from zero. She baked to survive. First peach cobbler from her mama's recipe, then eclairs that made grown men cry. Within a year, Keziah Sweets became the most loved bakery on River Street. Tourists queued for blocks. Brides begged for her cakes months in advance. 3 years flew by. Keziah was no longer the broken wife. She was Miss Price, business owner, single mom, queen of her own little world. And then her father called. "Your mama had a heart attack. Come home." She had no choice. She packed her twins, Kenzo and Kalia, light-skinned, dimple-cheeked miracles who looked exactly like their daddy, and stepped back into the city that once spat her out. The town exploded with gossip the moment people saw the children. At the market, Xavier spotted her first. He turned ghost white, eyes bouncing from Keziah to the twins and back. Standing next to him was his stunning new wife, Sarah, very publicly 7 months pregnant, glowing in cashmere. Xavier could barely speak. "Keziah," she answered coldly. "Hello, Xavier," shielding her children with her body. He introduced Sarah as his wife. The word wife felt like a slap. They fled without another word. But Sarah's pregnancy was a little too perfect. The coat too loose, the bump too symmetrical. Something was off. A few days later, Zenobia cornered Keziah in the park. "Crawled back with some random man's bastards to trap my son. I won't let you ruin the legitimate heir I'm finally getting." Keziah stood tall. "Stay away from my children, Mrs. St. Clair. Next time, I call the police." War declared. Keziah hired a lawyer and filed for paternity and child support. Not for the money, she was thriving, but to protect her babies' names. That night, someone knocked frantically at her parents' door. It was Sarah. No makeup, mascara tears, trembling. "Please withdraw the lawsuit." She opened a briefcase stuffed with cash. "Take this and disappear." Keziah refused. "I'm not for sale." Sarah broke down. "You don't understand. The DNA test will destroy everything for all of us." Why would the new pregnant wife be terrified of a test that should only help her? The puzzle pieces started clicking. Keziah dug up an old diary that accidentally came with her things 3 years ago, the private journal of Xavier's late grandmother, Pearl St. Clair, one chilling entry from decades earlier. "Zenobia is obsessed again. Doctors say Thomas has low chances. She says the St. Clair name cannot die. Yesterday she told me if her husband can't, she'll find another way. She scares me. There's an evil fire in her eyes. She'll do anything for an heir. Anything." A visit to the retired family doctor confirmed the nightmare. Years before the divorce, Zenobia had stormed into his office with storm medical reports, convinced Xavier was infertile. When he refused to help, she asked for discreet donor options or alternative solutions. Then Keziah remembered the night everything almost went wrong. A lake house party 1 month before she was thrown out. Xavier got mysteriously blackout drunk. Langston, Xavier's ambitious cousin, kept refilling his glass. Keziah suddenly got a splitting headache. Langston handed her special herbal water from Zenobia's private stash. Bitter, strange tasting. Her legs turned to jelly. Langston offered to drive her home to rest. His hand lingered too long on her waist. She barely made it inside and locked the door in time. She thought it was just a bad night. Now she understood. Zenobia had drugged them both. Plan A, get Xavier wasted, drug Keziah, let Langston impregnate her, same last name, same bloodline, no paper trail. The perfect, discreet heir. But Keziah locked the door. The plan failed, so Zenobia labeled her useless and ordered Xavier to discard her, never knowing she was already pregnant with Xavier's twins. Fast forward 3 years, Zenobia forced poor Sarah into a fake marriage and a fake pregnancy, silicone, to prove her son's fertility and bury Keziah forever. One silicone belly, bought in New York, one crooked doctor paid to lie, one terrified trophy wife. Keziah decided the truth deserved a stage. She organized a huge charity auction for the local orphanage, the one event the St. Clare family could not skip without looking heartless. The night arrived. The banquet hall was packed with the city's elite, phones ready, tongues sharper than knives. Keziah walked to the microphone in a simple black dress, calm as winter steel. She thanked everyone for coming, then dropped the bomb. 3 years ago, I was called useless in front of this same room because I hadn't given the St. Clare family an heir. My husband stood silent while his mother humiliated me. That night, he threw me into the rain with nothing but a duffel bag. Gasps. But here's what they never knew. She showed the lake house photo on the giant screen, Langston handing her the drugged water, and in the mirror behind them, Zenobia watching from the shadows like a predator. She tried to force me to carry her nephew's child to save the bloodline. When I unknowingly escaped, she had me discarded. Langston jumped up screaming, "Lies!" Then Sarah, the pregnant wife, stood up. Hands shaking, she took the second microphone, took a deep breath, and ripped her dress open. A fake silicone belly hit the mom and floorable big a thud. The hall detonated. Phones flashed, people screamed, reporters swarmed. Keziah walked straight to Xavier's table, showed him the original pregnancy test dated the morning of Cairo's party, and slid private DNA results across the table. Kenzo and Kalia are yours, the heirs you threw away. His face crumbled. Too late. She didn't wait for apologies. She turned, walked through the parting crowd, and stepped into the cool night air. Free. A week later, she took her mama home from the hospital, kissed her sleeping twins, and returned to Savannah. Rumors later trickled in. Zenobia fled the city in disgrace. The family businesses collapsed. Sarah filed for divorce and disappeared. Xavier fell apart completely. Keziah? She deleted his number, boxed the diary and the photo, and placed them on the highest shelf. Some fires don't need to be fed anymore. They've already burned everything down. So, tell me in the comments, what hurts worse? Active, calculated evil like Zenobia's, or the cowardly silence of someone who claims to love you, like Xavier? Drop your city, share your thoughts, and if this story hit you in the chest, send a super thanks so I can keep bringing you these wild, true-feeling dramas. 2 brand new stories are waiting on your screen right now. Go binge them. I'll see you in the next one.